Concerning shoes here for blue collar prepping, the last couple of weeks we've talked about an individual first aid kit, and as usual, I just never leave anything alone, and I make it so torturously long. But earlier we've done the what and the where, and this week and next week we're going to do the how. A lot of people are like, how do you use this? How do you use that? So, talked about a Sharpie for one. How it can be a self-defense tool and a survival tool and a first aid tool. I've done videos in the past about using it as a self-defense tool. Maybe it's time to revisit that with some younger folks or smaller statured folks. And we'll talk about that later. Maybe. But a couple other things in that, I'll get back to the Sharpie in a second. Crazy glue. You know, you get yourself a cut, some kind of laceration or what have you, and you're bleeding. It's just a liquid Band-Aid. Instead of slapping the Band-Aid over it, you shake her up and you go, and you seal that gap shut. And if it's a pretty good laceration like on your leg, and you can hold it together, and then you hold it and you glue it shut. It burns a little bit. It does go away. Some of the deeper lacerations, it may require stitches. Get there, but for the small annoying stuff that are just bleeders, can't beat it. It stings a little. Cowboy out. Sharpie. Okay, leave notes and directions and mark things. However, what we're going to do with today is we're going to show with our handkerchief and a Sharpie how to make a quickie tourniquet. Now, there's all kinds of tourniquets that are available out there. Some that are actually saying they're tourniquets and they're not. And generally, a tourniquet is a two-handed proposition. So, in this case, we're going to take it, show you how to do it one-handed, like say you were injured in your arm. This, of course, you would have it already set up for this way and stuffed in your pocket. You're going to fold it corner to corner so you get some good length with it. And you want to keep it relatively wide as you fold it over and over again, about 2 inches. You want to have that good wide belt feeling on that. And there you go. We're at 2 inches. So let's say my arm's cut off. Okay? I'm going to wrap it up here. You want to get it as high as possible above the elbow in this case. And we're going to do this. See how I worked that in there? One end goes in my mouth. Just as hard as I can. Oops, those things happen. And while we're doing this, we want to make sure that the fat part is on the underside of our arm against the muscle, because that's where the artery is at, and that's what we're going to try and squeeze against our muscle, or our bone. The lower arm, like say we just lost our hand at the wrist, has 2 bones in it, whereas the upper arm, just like the upper leg, only has 1. So we tie it in there tight, like that. Take our Sharpie. We're going to stick it right underneath that. And then we're going to spin it right over the top. See how I'm scooting that over the top? I know it's pink on red. I apologize. See how it's going over the top? And we're just going to tighten it. Hopefully not to pinch the skin in there. But those things happen, right? Pull up a little bit. So you get away from pinching the skin, and you turn it. And you turn it. And already I can feel like my hand is falling asleep. Now, some blood loss may get out. It is not as handy or as effective as actually commercially available one, like a cat tourniquet. However, for the $1.50 I spent carrying in my pocket versus $20 or $30 or whatever it is for a good one and a little bit of practice, I got a makeshift one everywhere I go. And sometimes, maybe not now, but in the distant future, this will still be allowed everywhere, whereas a tourniquet's going to be, why is he carrying a tourniquet? And could lead us to some maybe some issues in answering some questions. So that hasn't been the case right now for a lot of the folks that carry them, but, you know, whatever, right? Your mileage may vary, as a wise man once said. So, next week we'll talk about making a chest seal with a little Ziploc bag and some medical tape. Till then, be good, be safe, and if you can't be safe, be good and dangerous.